Today I want to read you a book called Mirette on the High Wire by Arnold McCully. Do you know what a high wire is? A high wire looks like a rope, like a long rope. Maybe you've heard the words tightrope. And just like a balance beam, it's a long skinny wire that you have to balance on. And you usually see people do this in the circus. But there are even people in the world who do it over large bridges and over large valleys and rivers. It's normally something that takes a lot of bravery to do and a lot of practice. So we're going to hear about Mirette on the high wire. "100 years ago in Paris, when theaters and music halls drew traveling players from all over the world, the best place to stay was at the Widow Gatteau's, a boarding house on English Street. Acrobats, jugglers, actors, and mimes from as far away as Moscow and New York reclined on the widow's feathers mattress and devoured her kidney stews. Madame Gatteau worked hard to make her guests comfortable, and so did her daughter, Mirette. The girl was an expert at washing linens, chopping leeks, paring potatoes, and mopping floors. She was a good listener, too. Nothing pleased her more than to overhear the vagabond players tell of their adventures in this town and that, along the road. One evening, a tall, sad-faced stranger arrived. He told Madame Gatteau he was Bellini, a retired high-wire walker. "I'm here for a rest," he said. "I have just the room for you, Monsieur Bellini. In the back, where it's quiet," he said. "But it's on the ground floor with no view." "Perfect," said the stranger. "I will take my meals alone." The next afternoon, when Mirette came for the sheets, there was the stranger crossing the courtyard on air. Can you see the tightrope? Right there. It looks like there's laundry hanging from it. Mirette was enchanted. Of all the things a person could do, this must be the most magical. Her feet tingled as if they wanted to jump up on the wire beside Bellini. Mirette worked up the courage to speak. "Excuse me, Monsieur Bellini, I want to learn to do that," she cried. Bellini sighed. "That would not be a good idea," he said. "Once you start, your feet are never happy again on the ground." "Oh, please teach me," Mirette begged. "My feet are already unhappy on the ground." But he shook his head. Mirette watched him every day. He would slide his feet onto the wire, cast his eyes ahead, and cross without ever looking down, as if in a trance. Now remember, the story said she was a good listener. And I said that it takes a lot of practice to learn something like this. And right now what she's doing is she's watching. She's learning by watching his every move. Finally, she couldn't resist any longer. When Bellini was gone, she jumped up on the wire to try it herself. Her arms flailed like windmills. In a moment, she was back on the ground. Bellini made it look so easy. Surely she could do it, too, if she kept trying. In 10 tries, she balanced on one foot for a few seconds. In a day, she managed 3 steps without wavering. Finally, after a week of many, many falls, she walked the length of the wire. She couldn't wait to show Bellini. What do you think Bellini's going to say when he sees that she's been practicing? even though he said he wouldn't teach her. He was silent for a long time. Then he said, "In the beginning, everyone falls. Most give up. But you kept trying. Perhaps you have talent as well." "Oh, thank you," said Mirette. She got up 2 hours earlier every day to finish her chores before the sun shone in the courtyard. The rest of the day was for lessons and practice. She's very dedicated, and she's not giving up, but she's also making changes in her life, getting up early to finish her chores so that she has the time she needs to practice this. Bellini was a strict master. "Never let your eyes stray," he told her day after day. "Think only of the wire and of crossing to the end." So he's telling her, only focus on the thing you think you can do. You're going to make it to the end of that wire. Don't think about the ground. Don't look down. Don't look around. Just focus on your goal and you'll make it there. When she could cross dozens of times without falling, he taught her the wire walker's salute. Then she learned to run, to lie down, and to turn a somersault. Can you imagine doing a somersault on a high wire?